Ladies and gentlemen.
I haven't really heard what Jeremy says because I got my 2 Stanley Cup rings plugged in my ear.
Introduce.
This is a guy that's going to be traded, though.
You're an announcer with a long stick from time to time.
You think it's my fault? Is that what you're saying? This guy's such an idiot here.
The Puck Luck Fantasy Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Puck Luck Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Sudemans, and right over there is your other host, Derek Sudemans. Today we're going to be breaking down the 3-game slate on DraftKings. We got 2 early games today, kind of a weird day, 2 3 o'clock games, and then the 1 late Leafs game. So the Leafs games, we're doing the podcast real early today, because we want to get it out before those early games. So we're not exactly sure the line combinations for the Leafs game, but we're going to do our best. But without further ado, let's don't forget to follow along on our website, puckluckfantasy.com. You'll find our skaters, stacks, and goalie rankings, line matching stats, lots of great stuff. Let's head into the first game of the night between the Devils and the Lightning. We got Corey Schneider projected and Andrei Vasilevskiy projected. Corey Schneider, or it might be Kincaid, we're still not sure. Keep an eye on that. But either way, this is Schneider or Kincaid will be our lowest ranked goalie of the night. And it's one of those nights where they are less than half the value as of the top guy, who is Andrei Vasilevskiy. He is way above and beyond our best value goalie for tonight, so we're going to be having a lot of Andrei Vasilevskiy. Is there any stacks that go nicely with this play?
Yeah, there's actually tons from this game in particular. So this is where I'm actually going to be doing most of my lineup creation. So the top line of the night overall in terms of value is the Hischier, Palmieri, and Hall line. Both Nico Hischier and Palmieri are individually really, really high on the rankings. So if you can get Taylor Hall with them, they're just that pulls them right up to the top, and they got quite a significant gap actually on second place here today. So I'm going to be getting a bunch of them in there, and so that works fairly well because I think quite a few people will be loading up on Vasilevskiy. So if you can get that differentiation in there, that should set you up pretty nicely if they can go off tonight. That being said, the second top line of the night is the other side with Stamkos, Kucherov, and JT Miller. So this is mostly due to sort of the line matching that the Tampa Bay is trying to apply at home. So they are using the point line as their checking line, and so they're not really doing like super hard line matching, though. It's sort of more of a moderate line matching. The Stamkos line does end up going head-to-head against Hall occasionally, but for the most part, they're just sort of applying a moderate line matching with their checking line, and then the Stamkos line will get to see the depth quite a bit. So that's why they're really popping up near the top here. So really what I'm going to be doing is getting lots of the Stamkos line, lots of the Hall line. There's some Victor Hedman is the go-to defense to pair up, and he is our top defenseman of the day by quite a significant gap as well. So going to be doing lots of, if I can, get the full Stamkos, Kucherov, Miller plus Hedman, and then look for some cheaper lines. There's actually the Coleman, Zajac, and Nason is the third ranked value line of the night, and they're super cheap, so they might be one to pair with them, and then you can take a goalie from a different game. But those would be the main real plays. I don't know if you saw any defense from New Jersey pop up.
No, just John Moore, but he's too cheap, I would say. Maybe some...
Yeah, there's not really anyone that I'm too interested in. I still do like Strawman. He's still at the top.
For Tampa,
yeah, from Tampa still, yeah. But there's not really a lot of guys to really like from New Jersey. I don't see really any.
Maybe Vatanen, but
yeah, he's for sure a bubble play. I probably won't
avoid him. Yeah. So will that be it for this game then?
Yeah, I think so. I did want to mention real quick just how we do arrive at our goalie rankings and why we do like Vasilevskiy a lot. So we were mentioning this a bit, but what all goes into our goalie rankings is we take into consideration the goalie's skill, but also most importantly is the team defense. So either at home or away there. So there's a few factors that go into this. The other main one is the shot suppression. So we account for whether your team, how many shots they give up or take, and then the quality of those shots. So all of those factors are sort of built into the goalies. And we were talking a little bit before the episode of why Vasilevsky was rated so high, is that the Lightning's shot suppression, they allow a little more than average shots, actually, but the quality of those shots is significantly lower than the average shot. So that's why Vasilevsky keeps popping up significantly higher than all of the rest of the goalies here.
Yeah. Okay, for sure. But and then that's why Vasilevsky also has such a good save percentage. He has a lot low quality shots, so he's expected to actually have a greater save percentage than someone like, I don't know, who gives up a ton of high quality shots. Do you know anybody?
Anyone with a bad defensive team. So you can go to even Braden Holtby if you want to use someone from the coming up games here, but anyone with a poor defensive team, even like Bobrovsky would be a good example, because the Blue Jackets don't have a great defense yet. He still is. He's standing on his head there. So yeah, that's sort of how that works out usually.
Right on. Let's head over to that game between the Blue Jackets and the Capitals. We have Bobrovsky and Holtby projected. Both these goalies are in our tier 3. We kind of have some weird tiers, like Vasilevsky, tier 1 by himself. Rask will be tier 2 by himself. And then the next 3, Anderson, Holtby, and Bobrovsky, kind of all lumped together as our 3rd tier. And then the New Jersey goalie will be the 4th tier. So these two are both okay plays. But yeah, the other guys with Rask and Vasilevsky will be our best plays, and we'll have to go to them quite a bit tonight.
So in terms of stacks, we don't have a lot that we love from this game. I do like that Ovechkin line again, although since they were the top line a couple nights ago, I figure there'll be quite a few people that are going to them. I do still like the Columbus top line. So we have Dubois, Atkinson, and Panarin. So they're our 4th rated line of the night. So I really like them with Jones.
Yeah, it seems to always be a good play them with the Jones.
Yeah, especially at home. I'm noticing that they pop up way higher at home than they do on the road. So that's the main real play that I see here. Usually I'm trying to look for Werenski in their second line, but tonight that line sort of dropped down a little further than they normally do here.
Yeah.
Werenski still is somewhat near the top.
Yeah.
We like Jones just a slight bit more. But if you were to do a second line stack there, that could work as well. They're more of a bubble play though, for sure there.
All right. And what about Washington on the D side? We do have Niskanen way up there.
We do. We still like him, and Carlson will be somewhat up there.
No, I'm not seeing Carlson at all today. Is his price gone up? He's $6K today.
He might. Is he out of the lineup potentially? I don't know. Usually he would. Oh no, he's right here. So he's in the middle of our ranking. No, he's actually in this. Yeah, that's somewhat
right
surprising. So I might stay away from him a little bit. Maybe pair the other defenseman, although he pairs really well with Ovechkin. So, I'm not really going to be going to the Ovechkin line just because I think they will be super high owned today. So I'll probably just avoid them altogether. Plus, I'll avoid Carlson as well.
Yeah, right on. So we can head on to the next game, which is the late game between the Leafs and the Bruins. Like we said, we don't know exactly what the lineup will be because Kadri's coming back. We don't even know about any news on Komarov, if he'll be back or not. So we're going to assume it is what it'll probably go back to what it was with Kadri on that second line, and then Moore will be going out and Plekanec will be going to that fourth line. But we'll see. Either way, it doesn't really matter as far as on the defensive side of things for the at least projecting matchups with the Bruins. We'll just talk about the lines, how they are, and if they change, you'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, so with all that being said, I've applied just a very moderate line matching because we still know they're going to be since we're in Boston, we know their top line is going to be targeting the Matthews line. That's one thing we can be pretty sure about. So I've applied a little bit of line matching towards them, but the rest of them are basically just sort of like just moderately. Basically, you'll see a little bit of everybody type of thing. So that's what's been going on for there. We do have a couple Leafs lines that are bubble plays tonight, which is pretty exciting. So I like to get them in there.
But the one has Plekanec on it, and we're not sure if that'll be together.
Yeah, so
But it might be.
It might be. They're all three of the Leafs lines, top lines, are bubble plays tonight. You could even make the case for the Matthews line. So we'll have to really, you'll have to keep an eye on it. But you can get in there if you are, if you're playing a few lineups. I'd say you definitely get at least a couple of those lines in there. The JVR one should probably be the most stable, I would assume. Maybe
might see an extra amount of power plays in this game too. You never know with it being a knockout game. You know that things get heated typically, and maybe there'll be more penalties in this game than average.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We should look into that actually. We could do that quite easily with our data. So, but I would assume that would probably be a little bit correct. So maybe a slight amount. I know Boston still has a pretty good penalty kill though, so it's not like you super want to target that, but you could, because if there is value on there, are they still, who do they have for how are they setting up their units today? Do they still have Janssen on their first unit?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
so
set
they
up
do.
the exact same it was last game.
So yeah, I could see like a stack involving like Janssen and Riley and Van Riemsdyk and Bozak maybe. That would be decent play there. So
Yeah.
that would be that would be a decent play, but that's really all I can really get behind on the Toronto side. Unfortunately, there are a lot of Bruins lines that do pop up as well. So I do like the top line from the Bruins, Marchand, Pasternak, and Bergeron. They're right up there, but I also like the second line there with Nash, DeBrusk, and Krejci there. They're actually they're right behind the top line. So those are the main two plays that I see there.
And then on the defensive side, Krug matches up well with the Marchand stack. He's not a slam dunk play, but he is definitely playable right down there in the bottom of the top third of D for value wise. So he's playable. You would probably go stack him with that top line if you are going to play that top line, I would say.
If you can, it's a little bit expensive, but yeah, it's hard, but you can try.
All right, we can head on to our puck luck picks of the day, where you give us your top value guys, cheap, high, medium, and low priced guys, and your stacks that are your favorite.
All right, so in terms of my top priced guy, I'm going to go with Ovechkin today at 7.7K. In terms of sort of a medium high price, I'm going to go with Cam Atkinson at 6.2K. In terms of a medium cheap pick, I'm going to go with Rick Nash at 5K. And then in terms of a super cheap pick, I'm going to go with Josh Anderson at 3.5K. My favorite stack of the night is going to have to be the Pasternak, Marchand, and Bergeron line. And then the mini stack of the night is going to be Jones and Atkinson.
Right on. And now I'll remind you, check out our website, puckluckfantasy.com. We talk the whole website, or the whole podcast, we're talking and we're reading stuff from the website. It's just a great tool. It has everything set up so you can look at a stack of forwards, all the values, or just the center, or just the wingers. You really should check it out and just play around on there. It's pretty user-friendly. The website doesn't look professional quite yet. We're still working on that. This is early stages of this project right here, but sign up for email and you'll get any notifications of when we do something big. You'll get a discount next year when we're up and running full tilt. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Stitcher, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.